You see how much Mario Hezonja is trying to get paid? Is he worth $10 million a season? Well, he actually has some competition at his spot right now, which is the backup small forward position, I guess. I have the rotation up so you can look at it here. But also, Terrence Ross, he and Hezonja are playing the same amount of minutes right now, and they're going back and forth. Because the interesting thing is, both of these guys are on a 1-year contract, and they basically play the same role. So I think we're going to have to go through a decent amount of the season, see which one's playing better, probably trade the other one, to be honest, and then re-sign the other guy. Because, like I said, it'd be pretty redundant to keep them both on the team, and given that they're both about to expire on their contracts, seems like the ideal thing to do, you know? Once we get to the trade deadline and we've established which one we want to keep, which one we want to let go, then we can actually get some assets back for one of them, because I think both of them have a role. Like, both of them are, under 28 years old, offensive potential. Hezonja's potential is probably a little higher, but I don't know, call me impatient. He wants $10 million a year. Like, is he worth that? Now we're going to do a complete 180. Talk about Elfrid Payton. I keep giving the guy crap for his outside shot, which he deserves. But he does other things pretty well. Like, he can attack inside. He's got a good close shot. Good defensively. You know who he reminds me of? Tony Parker. Now, Tony Parker was one of the fastest guys in the league, whereas Payton is not. But the template is similar, right? Like, Tony Parker was never killing people with his jumper. Sure, he had some moments from mid-range, but what really allowed Tony Parker to be effective was his craftiness inside. So I think we need to embrace that a little bit more with Elfrid Payton. Instead of trying to fit like a circle in a square box. Is that the correct term? Probably not. I'm going with it anyway, screw it. Let's embrace what he does well for a little bit. Like, get him better at scoring inside. Three-pointer is down a little bit. You'll see the mid-range is actually higher. But this one might be the most important. He's got to draw more fouls. Because if you can get to the free throw line more often, then it kind of absolves some of your shooting woes. For this one, we simulate... I don't know how many we simulate, but we go through a decent chunk. And we're 4 games under 500. Now that's not ideal, but the way the team makeup is makes a little bit more sense. First and foremost, Jayson Tatum, he has reclaimed the top leading scorer. That was redundant English, don't worry about it. But his three-pointers actually make a little bit of sense now. Now I gotta be honest here. Bumped up his three-point rating a little bit. It's still not that high, like he's still got work to do and he's only shooting like 1 a game. But I felt that it was a little lower than it should have been because like in college he shot 34% from 3 and he also shot 85% from the free throw line, which typically would mean he's going to be a good 3-point shooter. But even then, like I didn't make him amazing. But we can also talk about he's putting up some good performances right now, and I feel like at this point Jayson Tatum is clearly becoming our best player. He has put up multiple like 20 plus point performances while having some moments when it comes to his rebounds and his playmaking. This was just one game against the 76ers. And by the way, the Sixers are kind of loaded in this thing. Like the acquisition of Paul Millsap, he makes so much damn sense for them, it's not fair. This one against the Chicago Bulls, 21 points, 6 rebounds. I don't actually know who would be on the Chicago Bulls at this point. They did draft DeAndre Ayton, so that's a good thing. They're going to have him and Jimmy Butler, which that could be an awesome defensive team, although I don't know how old Jimmy Butler is at this point. You notice that Cameron Payne's playing some defense for them. Is he actually a point guard? Well, I know he's a point guard. That's not the right question. Is he actually a starter in the NBA? I don't know. Tatum's good. I'm talking about other things because I'm trying to fill time. Or I just don't want to talk about how awesome Jayson Tatum is the entire time. I think he just dunked on DeAndre Ayton, which makes no damn sense because I'm pretty sure Ayton is like supposed to be an awesome defensive player. I don't know. I Googled the scouting reports, then I just kind of roll with it. So I might be dead wrong on that one. But Tatum was effective against Chicago. I'm sure Jimmy Butler was defending him at times. It didn't really matter. The Charlotte Hornets, a whopping 0 assists. That's what I'm talking about from Tatum right now. Okay, he's the... I don't know, who's a star who would score a bunch but get no assists, like Corey Maggette. That's what he is right now. He's Corey freaking Maggette, who has the weirdest nickname in the history of the NBA, but I'm not going to say it on this video. He hit 1 3-pointer in this game, so that's good. And, again, even though I bumped up his 3-point shooting a little bit, he still isn't that amazing. Like, if I have him shoot 3 or 4 a game, he's still going to be bad, so... It's not like I turned him into Ray freaking Allen or anything. But let me talk about that 0 assist performance for him here, getting his Harrison Barnes on. I'm kind of content with that for right now. He's actually averaging like 3.5 assists or something like that on the season, which is cool. But, I mean, he's 20 years old. Like, it's going to be a while. I mean, Aaron Gordon's in like his 5th season, and he's finally killing it for us. And the Dallas Mavericks got the business from Jayson Tatum as well with 25 points. You know how we know we're officially an NBA team and Jayson Tatum is officially a star? He's putting up a bunch of points and we're losing, which is like 2005 NBA in a nutshell. Hopefully we're not just that. I think we'll be fine. We have a decent thing going at the moment. I think. We might suck, I don't know. Well, we do suck, but does our future suck? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore at this point. What the hell else happened with this team? Terrence Ross is still incredible because he's the most efficient guy who shoots 4 times a game ever. He's like the Steve Kerr of our team, besides obvious reasons. I mean, maybe he'll elevate himself to being that long-term wing role player for us. It should be said that once we decide who, the other guy's going to get more minutes, like Hazonia. A little less efficient than Terrence Ross, but I also don't think that he's drastically off from Terrence Ross either. I mean, for the season, Ross is shooting 50% and Hazonia shooting 38%, so that's definitely a difference, but at least in that chunk of games, it was whatever. Trayvon Duval, his assists are kinda real, as I once again make another 180 in this video. He had 8 assists against the Philadelphia 76ers, so he's making some plays off the bench. And it's not like he's playing a million minutes. He's playing 13 or 14 a game. And, I mean, there's a 4 assist game in there, a 5, an 8, a 7. So, dude can make some plays. And then Evan Fournier continues his run as being the 6th man of the year. Holy efficiency, dude. Where the hell was this Evan Fournier the majority of last season? I don't know. You put him as a 6th man, then he goes nuts. Aaron Gordon's assists are looking good. 4.5 a game, approaching 5. I mean, Aaron Gordon right now, 15 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. That's kind of the idea that I had with him, on top of improving defensively. So, he's making a lot of impact. He's improving for us. I don't know if, well, I don't know. I don't think, I should say, that he'll ever be a big-time scorer. But I don't really want him to be. I just want him to be the ultimate role player, be an athlete. I'm actually a little surprised at the 15 points. I didn't even know if he would get to that consistently for us. I saw him more as the ultimate 12-point guy, but 15 points is good. Athletic, defense, finishing at the rim, making plays for others, grabbing a decent amount of rebounds. Hopefully he can grab more. And the playmaking for him is legit as well. So we have some guys getting assists. Our star player is getting no assists. But that's okay. Tatum's becoming the star player of this team. Everything else is rounding out. We're 4 games under 500, but I like the individual performances enough to kind of not care.